filed in your upper right hand corner. And August 8th, it was filed. August 7th, they submitted it. August 8th, it was filed. So, in the matter of marriage between Tammie Frank and Jason David Frank, right? This is typical standard divorce talk, discovery. We don't care about discovery. We want to get into the meat and potatoes of this. Objection to assistant of case to associate judge. Basically, this is saying, I want a real judge presiding over the case. No fake judge. That's number two. Parties. This suit is brought by, remember, divorce is a lawsuit, Tammie Frank, the petitioner. Redacted all personal information because we don't dox people over here. That's just not something we do. Domicile, hey, you've been here for 6 months? All right, great. Respondent may be served wherever he may be found, right? And people think that he was served at a Comic-Con. But guess what, though, right? I wouldn't be me. I would not be me if I didn't have the proof that he was served at Comic-Con. It's right there. But we got to get back to this. We got to get back to that. I know it's crazy. You know, when you see how he was served at Comic-Con, you're going to realize two things. Process servers are relentless, and he had some real friends at Comic-Con looking out for him. But we want to, you know, when you do the investigation, you want to go from the beginning to the end. You don't want to start in the middle, and you don't want to start at the end because everyone want to see the prenup. We gonna take it a little slow. We're gonna start at the beginning. We're gonna go through her whole divorce filing. Remember, this is the love of her life. Y'all remember this. You remember this, right? This is her soulmate. She couldn't go on without. You know, I'm not gonna get into that because we know it's cap. Well, let me not say that, you know. Let me be nice. So he may be served wherever he may be found, which we know they found him at Comic-Con. This protective order statement. No protective order is currently in effect. You know, that's great. So, dates of marriage. Now, look, dates of marriage is interesting because we know that they stopped being together after the sudden loss of their daughter in November. She listed the date of marriage as May 17th, 2013, which we know they got married, but she listed the stopped living as husband and wife around July 1st, 2022. But we know they separated in November. Maybe they reconciled.
How dare you?
Right? Maybe. I don't know. So, grounds for divorce. This is important. We're gonna blow this up just a little bit more so everyone could see why she's filing for divorce. We're gonna bury the lead, right? This marriage has become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities between the petitioner, which is her, and respondent, which is JDF, that destroys the legitimate ends of the marriage relationship and prevents any reasonable expectation of reconciliation. That means ain't no way in hell we reconciling. Like, this is what divorce looks like. Everyone talks about how great marriage is, and it can be great. But when it comes to divorce, you saying there isn't any reasonable expectation for reconciliation. God. But this her soulmate, you know? And we're going to talk about this divorce file as soon as we get through it. Respondent is guilty of cruel treatment towards the petitioner of a nature that renders further living together insupportable. Like,
nope.
Wrong soundbite. But anyway, like, this was reported by TMZ, but what's in red? What's in red? Y'all want me to zoom in more? Y'all want me to zoom in more for y'all? What's in red? Respondent has committed adultery. Adultery. So remember when TMZ had that report that said, hey, she said he cheated on me. Looks like in the divorce filing, he cheated. Now look. There is no child born or adopted of this marriage under the age of 18, and no one is expected. So basically, they're saying we don't have a child and we're not adopting a child, which is odd because in this article, between losing her and helping raise our baby son, which to me indicates custody, right? And I only bring this up because there is a case going on, right? And let's share the case that's going on. Remember, there's no one adopted. You see this kid right here? Let's go further. I really don't like showing kids. Let's go further. This right here. This is the baby shower. This is her daughter. This is the kid's father. It's rumored that he wants custody of the kid, but it's currently not in his custody. I reached out to him. He didn't respond because, as an investigator, this is what I have to do. But let's get back to the divorce. So, division of community property. Now, look, before we read this section, right? Keep in mind, this is her soulmate, the love of her life. This is the one she cannot live with. This is where the division of property section is where you figure out how much does she love him? Or what does she want? Basically, is what she wants. So the petitioner requests the court to divide the estate of the petitioner and respondent in a manner that the court deems just and right as provided by law. So, hey, bust down all of our assets based on the law. But she putting a little spice on it, a little bit of spice. The petitioner should be awarded a disproportionate share of the party's estates for the following reasons, including but not limited to. When you put included but not limited to, is to say this ain't everything. Potentially, maybe we can add something further. So she said the fault of the breakup of the marriage is his fault alone.
It's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Oh gosh, it's Jermaine's fault. All right, benefits of the innocent spouse. She's innocent. Of course, she's done no wrong in this. Have derived from the continuation of the marriage. Community indebtedness and liabilities, that's debt. And basically, it's a roundabout way in my interpretation of, hey, he should have all the debt. Okay. Tax consequences of the division of property. Yeah, that's on him. Now, this is where it gets crazy, right? This her soulmate. Actual fraud committed by the respondent. Like what? Look, let me get out of here. So this is what happens when you're married, right? You married, you tell this person everything, you tell them all your secrets, and then not saying he committed fraud, but next thing you know, she like, hey, he actually committed fraud. And then you're like, what? Is this not your soulmate? Is this not your soulmate? Hey, let's get back to it. She wants her attorney's fees to be paid. And that's based off the earning power, business opportunities, capacities, and abilities of the spouses. She needs further support. Look, man, I pay alimony. I pay child support. And when your spouse asks for support, it will make you feel a certain type of way. I'm not going to speak on it. Maybe my ex, she watching. She might be. The nature of the property involved in the division. Hold on. What's this? Wasting of community assets by the respondent and reimbursement? Holy. Like, come on. Now she's saying, hey, you wasted some community property and I need to be reimbursed. I need to be reimbursed because you wasted my property because what's half of hers is half of his. No. This is how the saying goes, right? This saying derived from divorce. And basically it goes, her money is her money and half of your money is her money. What I'm saying is this is what divorce looks like. It's all fun and games until you get divorced. So petitioner owns certain separate property that's not part of the community estate. Parties and petitioner request the court confirm that separate property is the petitioner's separate property in the estate. Basically, this is saying my property is my property. I need y'all to certify that my property is my property and his property is his property. The whole my money is mine and half of his money is mine. That's basically where that goes to. Reimbursement. Okay, we doubling down. Respondent has committed fraud on the community estate. Petitioner requests that the court reconstitute the community. All right, hold on. Petitioner requests that the court reconstitute the community estate to its full value prior to the respondent's JDF. I'm gonna just say JDF because respondent is so JDF's depletion of the community estate by his, not hers, his fraudulent acts, and divide the reconstituted community estate in a manner that the court deems just and right, including awarding his widow an appropriate share of the community estate in money judgment or both. God damn. She said, give me my money back or give me the estate. I'll take both. I'll take both. Oh my goodness. Like seeing this is so crazy. This is her soulmate. Oh gosh, you see, when you see all this red, I just know it's like, oh my God. Like what the, like, it's all bad. All right, petitioner requests the court to reimburse the widow separate estate. Okay, so when you say separate estate, that's her money. She's requesting that she be awarded separate estates for funds and assets expended by the widow separate estate for the benefit of the community estate. Hey, all that money I put in, maybe I put some money in the house. I want that back. Pay me back. Because CGA would say this, man. I hate quoting him during my live stream, but shout out to CGA. He would say something like to the effect that, you know, what men give to women is a gift and what women give to men is a loan. And it's like that. It's like that. So as we see, that you're seeing it in real life. So this is his philosophy, full censor. Those expenditures resulted in a direct benefit to the community estate. Like I said, she put some money into the house. Now she wants the money in the house back or something else. It could be anything. The community estate is so big. Petitioner's separate estate has not been adequately compensated for the benefit from the expenditure of those funds or assets, and failure by the court to allow reimbursement to her separate estate will result in an unjust enrichment of the community estate by the expense of her separate estate. Basically saying, if you don't give me my money back that I put in, it's not fair.
How dare you?
But anyway, let's keep going. God dang, man, like she requesting a lot. And then like you see this down here, man, petitioner requests the court to reimburse the community estate for funds or assets expended by JDF for fraud. So basically any money he spent through fraud, she coming for on the community. Those expenditures resulted in a direct benefit for him and a deficit for the community. So that money that he frauded out of the community estate, and that could just be like a home equity loan. And maybe they're both titles are on, both names are on the titles, maybe not. And she like, hey, you took some money out and you need to make us whole again because I didn't sign off on that or she didn't approve of that. But we gonna get to that. Like, I swear I have so much information, but it's a lot to unpack. The community estate has not been adequately compensated for or benefited from the expenditure of those funds or assets, and failure by the court not to allow reimbursement again will result in an unjust enrichment of JDF's estate at the expense of the community estate. Like, you can't win, man. You cannot win. And this is her soulmate. And divorce is always about money. Money, money, money. Kids, it's mostly money. All right, now let's get to this request for a temporary restraining order. All right, so petitioner requests the court to dispense with the issuance of a bond, and petitioner requests that the respondent be temporary restrained immediately. Like that immediately without hearing. Like, let me make this bigger for y'all. Let's make this bigger. Because I don't think y'all hear me. You people who want to keep getting married, the temporary restrained immediately without hearing. Like, forget what his side of the story is. He needs to be restrained, temporary. Like, this is what divorce looks like. No one talks about it. Everyone talks about, how great marriage is, but no one talks about the divorce. And after notice and hearing to be temporary enjoined pending the further order of this court from, so this is what she does not want him to do. Okay. And hold on. Judith with love is correct. That's exactly what Johnny Depp's ex did. Okay. Shout out to Judith. She filed for the TRO and she says, I don't want communicating with JDF in person, by telephone, in writing, in vulgar, profane, obscene, or indecent language, or in a coarse or offensive manner. This is her soulmate. I thought this was her soulmate. I thought this was the guy she couldn't live without. I thought that was him. Does this look like soulmate? If this is soulmate, what does enemy look like? This soulmate, you soulmate? Come on. Threatening the petitioner in person, by telephone, or in writing to make unlawful action against any person, placing one or more telephone calls anonymously at any unreasonable hour in an offensive and repetitious manner, or without legitimate purpose of communication. Don't call me. Now, they're basically saying, hey, don't call me. Causing bodily injury to her. Now, look, let me just say this. I do not support any man putting his hand on a woman. I do believe in equal rights, equals left, but don't just be surreptitiously just, handing out rights and you ain't received no lefts. And as an investigator, right, I have to be objective. So if I found a report that corroborates that something did happen with JDF, I will be obligated to report it, even if I'm a huge JDF fan. I grew up watching him, and that's just the nature of being an investigator. You report the good and the bad. And I can say this, I've found no police reports. So that makes me very happy. Threatening her with imminent bodily injury, basically saying, hey, you can't say you're going to delete her. Destroying or removing, concealing, encumbering, transferring, otherwise harming, reducing the value of properties. Okay, so now we got the physical stuff out the way. Now it's all business. Falsifying any record, misrepresenting or refusing to disclose the petitioner or the court or proper request the existence, amount, or location of any property of one or both parties. That's basically saying, don't be hiding my stuff. Damaging or destroying tangible property. Don't be destroying anything of value. Tampering. No tampering with tangible property. Parties including documents. So don't be destroying your bank statements. Don't be destroying your pay stubs. Selling, transferring, assigning, mortgaging, encumbering, or any other manner, alienating any of the property of the petitioner respondent, whether personality or reality, or whether separate or community, except this specific authorized by the court. So basically, don't do nothing without the court's permission. This is what a TRO looks like. It's very restrictive. No taking on any debt other than legal expenses, whatever the court say. Making withdrawals from checking accounts or savings accounts in any financial institution for the purpose of this order of this court. So Jesus, man, this is wild. And this is a reason why I say you don't want to have joint accounts, right? Because my man Billy, he had a joint account, and this is what happened.
Here I am being an honest man, right? You want to see what it gets you? This is what it is. She just emptied the bank account! And I just paid American Express. I'm f***ed.
All right, so this is why you don't want to have joint bank accounts, because stuff like that can easily happen, and then you end up like Billy with no bank account money because she took it off. Spending any sums of cash. God damn, man, this TRO, man, it's really restrictive. It really pins you down, and you like, how can a man live when you can't even spend money? We gonna figure it out. Withdrawing or borrowing any money for any purpose, for any retirement, profit sharing, pension, death, or employee benefit, retirement. So basically, no borrowing money from your retirement, no taking money out. This is how she felt about the love of her life. Entering any safe deposit box. Don't be putting our money in a safety deposit box, okay? Like we that's what we not gonna do. Now here we go. The red stuff is where it gets dark. This is what I talked about in my divorce about life insurance, because you don't typically list life insurance unless someone has life insurance. So what does this say? Withdrawing or borrowing in any manner, all or any part of the cash surrender value of life insurance policies on the life of the petitioner, on her or himself, except as specifically authorized by this court order. So some life insurance policies you could borrow from, like you got $100,000 in your life insurance policy, you could take like 30,000 out. All right. Remember, red rhymes with what? Changing or any manner altering the beneficiary designation on any life insurance on the life of the petitioner. Jesus, man, or himself. So basically, you cannot take her off the policy and you cannot take himself off the policy. This is what love looks like. This is what divorce looks like. Canceling, altering, failing to renew or pay premiums or any manner affecting the present level of coverage of any life, casualty, automobile, health insurance policies insuring the parties, property, or persons. So you can't take her off the I'm getting my words messed up. You can't take her off the policy. You can't take yourself off the policy. You can't borrow from the policy. You can't even cancel the policy. This is how restrictive marriage can be sometimes. I'm telling you, like, man, and we ain't even done. We're not even done. We're not done. We 50 minutes in and we ain't even made it through hers, man. This is, man. All right. Taking any action to terminate, limit credit cards or charge cards in the name of her. So don't disconnect my doggone credit cards. Discontinuing or reducing the withholding for federal income taxes on your job or salary while this case is pending. Like, wait, I can't even stop paying my taxes while I'm getting divorced? You killing me. Like, seriously, I can't stop paying my taxes? It's crazy. Destroying or disposing of altering financial records. Destroying, disposing of altering any emails. So the email thing is funny because it's not funny. It's actually good because he probably does a lot of communication via email before his shows. And it talks about money. So guess what they could pull? They could pull the emails for the money. All right. Let's go. Remember, this is so petty, man. Like, what this next part I'm about to read is all in red. And it talks about, well, it's green for the most part because that's money. And then it talks in red. And this is what marriage looks like from your soulmate. When you're saying, hey, the love is lost. I don't want to be in love no more. I don't want to be with this person anymore. And this is how they do you. This is how they do you. Terminating or in any manner affecting the service of water, electricity, gas, telephone, cable television, or any other contractual services such as security, pest control, landscaping, or yard maintenance. Like, so not only does she want to, she wants support, she wanted to keep paying the bills. That blacked out part is their address. Like I said, I don't dox people over here, but it ain't hard to find. Or any manner attempting to withdraw deposits for service in connection with those services. Like, look at this TRO. This so restrict. It just handcuffs you. You can't do nothing. Excluding the petitioner from use and enjoyment of the residence located at, that's the house, entering or operating or exercising control over the vehicle in the possession of her. Oh gosh, man. Disturbing the peace of the petitioner. This is new. Like, Jesus, man. She requests that she be authorized as follows: to make expenditures to incur indebtedness, reasonable and necessary living expenses for food, clothing, and shelter transportation. Holy. What else? To make expenditures and incur indebtedness for reasonable attorney fees. So you can live, you can pay your attorney fees. You can only make withdrawals for this court's order. I am getting fatigued. Now look at this part right here. All right. This is for a temporary order for injunction, and it's basically the same as the TRO. It's just saying, hey, we not only need the court order, and if we can't get the court order, we seeking an injunction. We want to make sure we stop him from doing all that. Everything we listed above, we just about to relist again. It's the same thing. I'm a zip through it if something stick out. It's the same thing. The TRO and the injunction is the same thing. It's just copying and pasting, copying and pasting. And I'm just showing y'all because being an investigator, I have to be transparent. Like, I'm not about to just jump from this page to that page. Hey, still got to pay the cable. Request for temporary orders concerning the property. Here we go. Okay. She wants exclusive use of the house and possession of the residence located at whatever, all the furniture, all the furnishings, and other personal property at that residence, while this case is pending and enjoining the respondent from entering or remaining the premises of the residence and exercising possession, control of any personal property except authorized by the court. Awarding the petitioner exclusive use and control of the vehicle in her possession and enjoining the respondent from entering. So she like, I know you're the love of my life, but I don't want to see you on the property. Like, I thought this was the love of your life. This is your soulmate we talking about. And now you asking for a TRO and you don't even want him coming on the goddamn property. That, guess what? Who you think paid for it? You think she paid for it? Do you think she paid for it?
Nope.
Oh gosh. This is what gets me. This is why I'm so passionate about divorce, because I'm going through a divorce. All right, let's keep going. She wants the house, the car. There's proof. There's what the TMZ article was posting. That's what people reported. Request for interim attorney fees and temporary support. Like, what? Oh gosh, man. And you know who she said it? It's Jermaine's fault.
It's always Jermaine's fault.
It's his fault, so he should have to pay me.
Nope.
Anyway, where we at? I'm sorry, I'm skipping over some stuff. She wants the temporary support. Petitioner requests the court notice and hearing for preservation of property and protection of all properties, make temporary orders and issue any appropriate temporary injunctions regarding attorney fees and support deemed necessary and equitable. Oh my God. Gosh, man, this is long. Petitioner requests that the respondent be ordered to pay reasonable interim attorney fees. She wants them to pay the attorney fees. All right, where we at? Petitioner has insufficient income. What? She don't got no job. Petitioner has insufficient income for support, and petitioner requests the court order to respond to make payments for the support of the petitioner until the final decree is signed. Like, oh gosh. Oh my goodness. All right, we almost done with this one document. Remember, I got 9 more to go, man. We might have to break this up into 2 parts because we about an hour in and we just getting through her divorce. Like, think about that. Think about that. That's right. That's right. That's right. Get a job, sis. That's right. What did Sci-Fi Ninja say? Why didn't he get a good lawyer? Look, bro, I'm explaining this to you. Does not matter if you have a good lawyer or a great lawyer. The laws are not on your side if you're the breadwinner in the marriage. And that's facts. All right, what is she requesting? Petition request that the respondent be ordered to pay estimated income taxes on the due dates as required by the IRS and under Social Security numbers of both. Look, she got to pay his and her income taxes. God damn, man. Like,
God damn.
this is full of that. This is the love of her. This is her soulmate. What would you do this for your soulmate? Probably not. Ancillary relief. Petitioner requests a court notice a hearing for the preservation of the property and protection of parties, and to make orders for discovery and ancillary relief deemed necessary. Ordering the respondent to provide sworn inventory and appraisement of all separate and community property owned and claimed by the parties in debts and liabilities owned to the parties substantially informed, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I need a list of your stuff. I need a list of my stuff because I need to know what I'm going to get. Like, oh, man, this is, oh gosh, this is her attorney. Well, make sure I ain't skipping nothing. Hey, I need a copy. This right here is, I need a copy of everything that you have. And where are we at right here? This is her attorney. All costs should be basically, he need to pay for my god doggone attorney fees. I want him out the house. I want him to pay for my attorney fees. And let me drop a prayer. Let's see what she's praying for. The petitioner prays that the citation and notice issued as required by law and the court grant a divorce and all other relief requested in this petition. Okay. She's praying to the judge that the court immediately grant the TRO, restrain him in conformity with the allegations. Look, allegations. We just saw a man jump from Disney based on false allegations. Look at these allegations. We got fraud. We got adultery. We got cruel treatment. Those are 3 serious allegations. What if this gets to the public? What if this gets to his fans? What if this gets to the people back in Legend of the White Dragon? These some serious allegations. You're trying to bury him. So don't spare me when you say, hey, this is the love of my life. I'm just not buying it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little passionate. Because, I'm sorry, I'm emotional. I take this very seriously. From the allegations of this petition, from the assets set forth above, and the petitioner prays, here she go, praying again to the judge, that notice and hearing this property restraining order be made temporary injunction. Petitioner prays that the court, in addition to a temporary restraining order and temporary injunction prayed for above, after notice and hearing, grant a temporary injunction. All right, what else? Petitioner prays for attorney fees, expenses, costs, interest as above. Petitioner prays for general relief. This is signed by her attorney.